This is Nationwide, reaching you on the network service of the Nigerian Television Authority. I am Lami Ali. You can follow this broadcast live on nta.ng/live and other social media handles displayed on the screen for updates. We begin from Turkey. In the face of incremental negative perceptions about African countries propagated by the international media in the global south, African broadcasters are building new partnerships to promote the telling of African stories in ways that reflects the true African perspective. As the first Turkey Radio, Television and African Union of Broadcasting Summit ongoing in Istanbul, Turkey, media executives and journalists are exchanging ideas on the correct representation of Africa to the global community. NTA Fanface has the story.
Stories about Africa in the international media have always been about negatives, portraying hunger, war, violence, and other unsavory issues. But there are a lot more about Africa than these. There are beauty, culture, education, advancement in technology, and others.
Africans need to tell their own story in their own way, because nobody knows your story more than you. So it is only natural, it's only the right thing to do for us to tell our stories in our own way. If you look at the Western media or other media, internet, some people outside Africa, what do they know about Africa are negative things. But we know there are a lot of positive issues to report in Africa.
The media in Africa is therefore expected to tell these unique African stories, a task being promoted by the African Union of Broadcasting in partnership with Turkey Radio Television.
One of the main themes today is we want to challenge this status quo, and we want to discuss how we can break this hegemony that exists in the media itself. And we talk about the global media, especially media in the global south.
We have TFT Africa, and we believe that we have to diversify our relation with every people in the world who can contribute to build this continent.
But now we need to get into partnerships that can make us do things that would be a win-win. That is, in as much as we want to consume Turkish content, we should be able to make sure that they too can consume Cameroonian content.
This meeting of broadcasters across Africa with their Turkish counterparts is building capacity on telling African stories from the African perspective.
Coming in of TRT Africa, we hope that the African voice will be more amplified, and we hope that African stories will be told in a positive way.
Especially this summit that TRT have actually organized, which is, I think, is going to go a long way in helping African countries exchange or share best practices as far as the journalism profession is concerned.
The TRT AUB First Broadcasting Summit precedes the launch of the TRT Africa service in Istanbul, Turkey. NTA Fanface, NTA News.
The First Lady of Nigeria, Aisha Buhari, has called on well-meaning Nigerians to remain committed to the promotion of cardiovascular and thoracic surgeries in Nigeria. The First Lady stated this in a message during the meeting of the Association of Cardiovascular and Thoracic Surgeons of Nigeria. State House correspondent Aliu Kabir reports.
With the theme Cardiovascular and Thoracic Surgical Practice in Nigeria, Sustaining New Frontiers, the First Lady, in a message, expressed optimism with the level of commitment of all stakeholders towards promoting vascular interventions in the country, calling on all hands to be on deck to achieve target.
With my interest in contributing significantly to the development and sustenance of advanced cardiac care in the country, I hope to collaborate with more local and international organizations for personal training and equipping of centers in Nigeria. This is to afford world-class cardiac care to our people.
Stakeholders from the MDAs as well as the lawmakers promised to sustain collaboration to facilitate the development of cardiac and thoracoscopic surgeries in the country. In Abuja, Aliu Kabir, NTA News.
Members of the governing board of the Police Academy have been urged to bring their experiences and ingenuity to bear in realizing the statutory responsibility of re-engineering a world-class policing system in Nigeria. Minister of Police Affairs Muhammad Megari Dingyadi gave this charge while inaugurating the board in Abuja. Dennis Temple reports.
By the powers conferred on me by Mr. President Muhammad Buhari as the Minister of Police Affairs, it is my singular honor to inaugurate the governing board of Nigerian Police Academy.
The Nigerian Police Academy came into limelight after it was signed into law in April 2022 by President Muhammad Buhari. The academy was established to produce police officers who will be equipped with the requisite knowledge and skills to take the challenge of policing in a dynamic country like Nigeria. The Minister of Police Affairs, while inaugurating the 16-member board, believes the vision further reaffirms President Muhammad Buhari's commitment to create a reformed, professional and a highly motivated knowledge-based police force on Nigeria.
It's based on merit and their commendable track records. I'm therefore confident that given your track records of service and the galaxy of persons that are here on this council, you will bring to bear your wealth of experience and the ingenuity in the realization of your statutory responsibility of re-engineering a world-class standard policing system in Nigeria.
Members of the board cut across the new boss of the Police Service Commission, Dr. Solomon Arase, the Inspector General of Police, Usman Akali Baba, and many other technocrats. The Police Academy Governing Board has statutory responsibility to exercise control and supervise policy, financing and property of the Academy in Abuja. Dennis Temple, NTA News.
And state houses of assembly have been urged to proactively enact laws that will help subnational governments maximize the movements of correctional services and electricity generation and distribution from the exclusive legislative list to the concurrent list. Guests on Good Morning Nigeria stated this while discussing the fifth alteration to the 1999 Constitution. Lydia Sampson reports.
After securing victory at the February 25th presidential election, their target is towards May 29, when the president-elect will formally take the mantle of leadership. As support groups, they pledged useful services towards a peaceful transition.
I normally, it's my style to say together, because together we pulled and together we won. But some of us did not do what they are supposed to do. Some of us did not do enough. If we went by their standard, this victory would not have been possible. So we must guard against the future.
So that we can focus on keeping the promises of the Nigerians during the election campaign.
Meanwhile, National Vice Chairman Northwest of the All Progressives Congress, Saliu Mohammed Lukman, wants the Independent National Electoral Commission to review the governorship elections in states where the exercise was declared inconclusive.
In cases where it can be established, and there are those cases where electoral officers clearly compromise, INEC should take steps to correct it, including taking disciplinary measures.
March 18 governorship elections in Kebbi and Adamawa states have been declared inconclusive. In Abuja, Saliu Gwanara, NTA News.
Our apologies for the mix-up. That story is actually the report on the meeting between the national chairman of the All Progressives Congress with support groups of the APC, and Saliu Gwanara gave us that story. Still with the APC, the All Progressives Congress in Cross River State has called on the Department of State Services, DSS, to invite misguided political actors for clarification on the current threat that the President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu will not be sworn in on May 29, 2023. Chairman APC Cross River State Alfonso Zeba made the call at a press briefing in Calabar while appreciating citizens for their support to the party in the 2023 general elections. Uduak Etim reports.
The alleged plot being initiated by some misguided political actors to disrupt the transition of power from President Muhammadu Buhari to President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been described as aberration to the practice of constitutional democracy. Based on this, the All Progressives Congress APC Cross River State warned those involved in the act to have a rethink of their scheme, while calling on the DSS to collaborate with other security agencies to ensure smooth presidential inauguration on May 29, 2023. For Cross River State, the chairman also assures that the governor-elect, Basie Derotu, will run an inclusive government that will take the interest of the masses as a priority.
As a party, we want to align ourselves totally with the position taken by the governor-elect. It is going to be an all-inclusive government where people from other political parties will be brought in.
He advised opposition political parties to join hands with the APC to build a better state and country. In Calabar, Uduak Etam, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the new Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, has expressed satisfaction with the performance of the party in the recently conducted elections in Nigeria. The National Executive Committee, arising from a meeting to appraise the election, however, lamented that INEC performed below the expectation of Nigerians. David Irie reports.
The party won Kano State in the presidential and governorship elections. It is the only state across the federation where a party recorded over 1 million votes in the general elections. The party, however, believes that it would have done better in other states. It has taken consolation in the fact that more Nigerians believe in their credibility with better days ahead.
We are concerned in the NNPP by the way and manner elections are taking place or have taken place in this last election, and the potential of all these things, in fact, even more in these off-season elections. Leaders should come out and do the right thing so that our country can change for the better.
It is looking forward to springing surprises in the off-season elections slated for November this year.
We strongly suggest that all the technologies and technical equipment deployed during the last general election should also be fully re-examined and improved or replaced before they are applied in the forthcoming elections.
Apart from the Kano State governorship victory, the party also secured over 20 seats at the National Assembly. In Abuja, David Irie, NTA News.
Time to join Adeola in Lagos for more on Nationwide. Hello, Adeola. It's good to see you.
Hello, Lami. Good to see you too. As the federal government continues to deliver critical road infrastructure to Lagos State, there is a need to balance the intervention by putting in place effective traffic management plan, one that ensures that the motoring public do not suffer avoidable hardship in gridlocks. This position is the major outcome of an engagement between representatives of Lagos State government and the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing in the state. Adeniyi Taiwo reports.
At the moment, intervention projects ongoing in Lagos State include Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, Apapa-Oshodi-Oworun-Shoki, and rehabilitation of Eko and Marine bridges. Apongbo end of the Eko bridge has been closed to traffic for major rehabilitation work since March 23, 2022, thereby disrupting free flow of traffic from Lagos Island to the mainland. As the people grapple with the aftermath of this closure, the Marine Bridge, another major artery in Apapa, has been shut in order to effect major repairs on its critical sections. The flip side of these interventions is the toll that rehabilitation work is taking on smooth vehicular movement in a state already notorious for gridlock.
We are working 200%.
That stormy session was the beginning of a serious engagement between representatives of Lagos State government and a team from the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing on how to in place an effective traffic management plan that will not just see infrastructure delivered, but at little cost to the well-being of residents.
And that's why I'm appealing to you, how can we minimize where we're working at any point in time?
If there is an emergency, the rate of evacuation is impossible. I understand it that time is what we're running after, but it's also good to be able to deliver this product to people without making everybody die.
Providing infrastructure for people and not causing them so much pain while trying to do that. At the same time, trying to make people themselves play their own parts. Under the bridge is not a place for people to go and apply their trades.
Out of the engagement comes Cherry News.
Our deadline is May 29th, end of May. For Eco Bridge and for Marine Bridge before end of June, of course.
On the lingering protest by truck drivers around Apapa, the state government says it is already in talks with major stakeholders to address the situation. In Lagos, Adeni Itawo, NTA News.
Journalism is one of the most dynamic professions in the world, requiring constant training and retraining to keep pace with global best practices. This informed the 3-day training on video editing organized by the Lagos State Council of the Nigerian Union of Journalists and the American Corner. Joel Popola reports.
Journalism, particularly television broadcasting, is a very demanding job that requires practitioners multitasking and being tech-savvy in order to compete favorably with their counterparts in other climes. For many journalists, using video editing, for example, to tell compelling stories can be an uphill task, which is why capacity building in non-linear editing using different softwares is crucial. In line with this, seasoned professionals share their experience and knowledge on latest trend in video editing with over 60 journalists drawn from radio, television, print and digital media, including the Ministry of Information. Lagos State Council, Nigerian Union of Journalists and the American Corner agreed that the training will translate to more efficiency in service delivery.
With the new age, anybody who is not ICT compliant or digital compliant will be left behind. So in order to be reckoned with in the profession, it's good to combine video skills.
I'd like to see 21st century journalists that use the latest technology, modern technology to edit their videos and tell better stories about what we have in our country, Nigeria, today.
For the participants, the training has equipped them with germane skills for 21st century reportage.
I'm actually seeing another angle, especially when it comes to journalistic video editing.
Okay, for someone like me, I'm a cinematographer. I don't edit videos, I only shoot. But coming here, when I learned about the training and I was nominated to come for this training, I saw it as an opportunity for me to be able to edit my videos even after shooting.
The organizers say more capacity building initiatives are on the way to enhance professionalism in journalism. In Lagos, Joel Popola, NTA News.
Do not forget to follow this news broadcast live on our website at nta.ng/live and on our other social media handles displayed on the screen for updates. The news continues with Lami in Abuja after this break. To stay on.
You're welcome back. Ramadan is peculiar with recitation of the Holy Quran, giving out charity, prayers and salawat, saying of offensive words and other ibadah, which makes the month rewarding. In this light, the first 10 days of Ramadan is a period of reflection where Muslims are expected to seek the mercy of Allah. Ummedin Haliru in this special report brings us the details.
The first 10 days of the holy month of Ramadan as prescribed is known as 10 days of mercy, a phase where Muslims are advised to seek for Allah's mercy and make the best of the great days.
That mercy is very, very important in the month of Ramadan. The month of Ramadan is moving gradually. What are those things that we need to do more? Night vigil, attending tafsir, and thinking of good things for this country in particular is part of what you should put in mind.
In view of the Days of Mercy, scholars of the deen say a great way for Muslims to worship during the first 10 days is to participate in invoking Allah's mercy. The month, which manifests mercy, is a time to commit to Allah, doing good, refrain from evil, and being guided by the Holy Quran and the teachings of Prophet Muhammad.
It is the month that in which the gates of hellfire are being locked, the gate of paradise are being opened. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made those who fasted the month to be forgiven, those who stand in the night prayer of the month to be forgiven. So you can see the mercy is very clear. One should organize himself, and especially in the first 10 days which is starting, he should try to change his program. Number one, he must observe the fasting. And in these first 10 days, you must engage in doing that. Secondly, you should engage in reading more of the Quran. You should also engage in Taraweeh, the night prayers that comes immediately after Isha.
Dedication to devotion, reflection, and supplication is encouraged extensively for spiritual upliftment and guidance towards Allah. In Abuja, Ummiddin Haliru, NTA News.
Now, Ramadan is auspicious, and to capture its essence through actuality, the Nigerian Television Authority puts together men and resources in educating millions during the holy months with a flagship program, Sahur Live on the NTA. It is the 20th anniversary of the program, and Hakimat Aliu in this report tells us how the show radiates from diverse perspectives in real time.
Sahur Live, an Islamic program on the Nigerian Television Authority, is designed to enlighten the public about Islam as well as help the fasting Muslim to maximize the opportunities that abound in Ramadan. Bettered in the year 2003 by Wale Kuka, the then GM of NTA Plus.
Then we were on the satellite, and whenever NTA Plus was transmitting, then we went around the world, and it was fantastic. When you're doing something and you realize that people appreciate what you're doing.
I was not the one who was supposed to start the program. It was Ustaz Abubakar Sadiq did that. By chance, I went to his office, got there, he said, me, I won't be able to be having time all the time, so let's go to NTA. And he took me to Antibola, and we now agree that he was the one who was supposed to be the guest. He's now saying, let him on forward be, and that's how I became the pioneer guest on Sahur. With all humility, I think I'm one person I can say with gratitude to Allah that I'm the only one that from beginning to the end, as of today, that I've been part of all.
Sahur Live is accompanied with satisfaction and positive reviews from viewers, as it is packed with various enlightening and captivating segments, including a quiz segment which allows callers to win numerous prizes.
I've been watching Sahur Live for a very long time. When I was 11, I was finally able to get through, since I've been calling for many years. And I was very happy and really excited, and I got prizes. And again, when I was around 12 years old.
20 years down, the program continues to nourish the public, not just with real-time content, but also spiritual upliftment.
It is part of our social responsibility. Though we get support from sponsors, I'd like to also thank the scholars who are overdoing. We invite them at odd hours to come and participate in the program, year in, year out. By and large, I think kudos to the staff behind the success of this program.
The producer, Yusuf Adebowale, and his team remain behind the cameras, coordinating the seamless production, providing quality content which inspires spirituality, encourages worship, and propels knowledge. In Abuja, Hakimat Aliu, NTA News.
And still on matters of religion, the Nigerian Christian Pilgrims Commission has airlifted the 10th batch of Christian pilgrims to Israel and Kingdom of Jordan. Omenka Marachuku reports that the intended pilgrims are drawn from Plateau, Kwara, Oshun, Ekiti, and some self-sponsored individuals. While the spiritual exercise is scheduled to last for 9 days, the pilgrims are expected to visit holy sites in Israel and the Kingdom of Jordan, as well as pray for unity, peace, and national coexistence in Nigeria.
Hold yourself and your country in very high esteem and be a good example to everybody you come in contact with in Jordan and Israel. And by the very special grace of God, I believe that God is going to answer prayers as you undertake this very important job.
And Comfort is in our Enugu Network Center with trending stories from there. Hi, Comfort.
And many thanks for joining us in Enugu. Passion, research, flexibility to problems, and sensitive to change has been identified as virtues nurses need to adopt and flourish in the nursing practice in the 21st century. This partly formed the resolution at the annual Nigerian University's Nursing Student Meeting in Enugu with the theme, Our Nurses, Our Future. Chimaroke Ugu completes the story.
Nigerian University's Nursing Students Conference with the theme, Our Nurses, Our Future, is geared towards recognizing the role nursing students play in shaping the future of healthcare delivery in Nigeria, and to inspire the students to strive for excellence in line with global standards.
The focus for this year is putting emphasis on the young and upcoming nurses because we believe that they are the future of the healthcare system in the world.
Among the problems identified militating against the performance of nurses in the 21st century included but not limited to quackery and non-professionalism. Resource persons maintain that nurses must have the ability to adapt to internal and external demands and tackle challenges facing the practice in Nigeria.
We need dynamic leaders. We need leaders that will adapt to the changes and keep pushing the nursing profession. I believe that hospital management has a lot to do. If they can help us make policies that will help we nurses to carry out research, like provisional funds, approving our grants, giving all people that will assist it. I feel nurses are ready to carry out research.
The present day nurses are active, competent and polyvalent, in which case they have high adaptive capacity to the changing healthcare situation.
Nurses that distinguished themselves in practice through professionalism were honored at the event. In Enugu, Chimaroke Ugu, NTA News.
And the need for professional bodies in Nigeria to join in the campaign against money laundering and all forms of corruption in Nigeria formed the discussion at a retreat of Nigeria professional bodies in Enugu State. Lieutenant Namele reports.
Saddled with the responsibility of instituting transparency and accountability in any organization and ensuring that transactions are properly recorded to establish standards. The two-day retreat therefore created a platform for members to discuss issues regarding employing appropriate persons into the civil service and for professionals to practice based on ethics and be involved in policy making that will assist government in rendering good governance.
Professionals have the responsibility to continuously learn, evolve, and adapt to changing times. We must be willing to challenge ourselves, accept constructive criticisms, and be open to new ideas and perspectives.
EFCC chairman, represented by the Enugu Zonal Commander Johnson Oshodi, expressed optimism that corruption will soon be eliminated with the support of government and intensified efforts of the Commission.
Professionals in every field of endeavor must also acknowledge the duty to protect public interest and other vigorous codes of professional and personal ethics, which call for the highest level of integrity and objectivity.
Key players urged members to maintain excellence and professionalism in the discharge of their duties. In Enugu, Uchenna Nnamele, NTA News.
And as a contribution from here, nationwide, we'll continue with Agatha in Benin after this break.
Thank you for staying on Nationwide. This is Benin. Elected members of the Edo State House of Assembly have been advised to help deepen democracy, to promote citizens' participation in democratic process and make laws for peace, order and good governance. Edo State Resident Electoral Commissioner Obo Ifanga stated this during the presentation of certificates of return to 21 elected members of the Assembly at the State INEC headquarters in Benin City. Jude Abugu reports.
Although mostly first-timers are male-dominated, the diverse nature of the election of the new members from 3 political parties being glimmer of hope that the state is set to witness a robust and vibrant legislative house in the 8th Assembly.
If you have different parties, the State House Assembly during the election should also have a mixture of different parties.
First tenure is for training, and this second tenure is going to be vibrant.
Earlier in his remarks, the State Resident Electoral Commissioner Obo Ifanga had advised the new lawmakers to have regular interface with the people they represent.
Lawmakers and politicians generally need to rise above blind allegiance to political parties whose membership in our clients is very fluid, transient, and without core values. They should equally raise the game above the politics of allegiance to persons and other interests, influence them to act even against the interests of their constituencies.
The remaining prospective lawmakers from Oredo East, Igor, and Ovia Southwest constituencies, whose elections were declared inconclusive, will receive their certificate after the conclusion of the supplementary election scheduled for April 15, 2023 by INEC. In Benin, Jude Abugu, NTA News.
And the federal government says it is committed to providing the needed technical and manpower support to safeguard the integrity of Nigeria's natural heritage. Conservator General, National Park Service, Dr. Ibrahim Musa, disclosed this during the passing out parade of newly trained rangers at the Okomu National Park. Goodluck Inaini has the report.
National Park is a forest within the 1,082 square reserve in Ovia Northeast local government. With the plethora of resources, experts say the park has the capacity to enhance the country's GDP through tourism. However, the issue of alleged encroachment into protected areas by perpetrators, as well as poor infrastructure, has been a huge challenge.
But I'm sure the road is good. There will be high inflow of tourists to this destination.
So this time around, you see, they are coming away from the national park. Training of this new batch of rangers, consisting 39 male and a female, stakeholders believe will be a game changer.
The engagement of these 39 officers, the training and the provision of weapons, the donation of vehicles, are all in support of the federal to complement the effort of the government.
We will combine the entire forest reserve, these ungoverned areas in Edo State, where all these criminals are hibernating, and we will flush them out.
For the new rangers, the task of safeguarding the park is sacrosanct.
I have acquired a lot of skills which I could use profitably in the field.
There are some aspects that the women will handle more than the men, and I think I will do better.
In Benin, Goodluck Inaini, NTA News.
And that's our package. Lamine Abuja has the rest of Nationwide. Thank you so much, Agatha. Now, in a bid to ensure that people living with disabilities reach their full potential, a U.S. aid-supported NGO Skill Project is soliciting the collaboration of the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA,
for an effective awareness campaign on the need for inclusive education to be embedded in the nation's education system. The project officer in Cross River State, Dr. Job Napoleon, who visited the General Manager, NTA Calabar, Mr. Kunle Ajibola, says it will enable people living with disabilities participate in their local school without stigmatization and structural barriers. Archibong Basi reports.
240 million children with disabilities around the world, and almost 29 million of these children are in Africa. This is why a 5-year project funded by USAID and implemented by Palladium International Development is taking steps to ensure that inclusive education is embedded in the education system in Nigeria to stem stigmatization of people living with disabilities as well as structural barriers.
I'm interested to know that they are also trying to employ persons who are assigned expert to come and help students in their teaching institutions. But to what extent can this go?
So we are encouraging parents who have disabled children to see how they can come out and encourage them to measure up with their other counterparts.
The General Manager, NTA Calabar, Mr. Kunle Ajibola, who is passionate about the needs of people living with disabilities, assures to replicate an award-winning program against all odds currently showing on the NTA network service in NTA Calabar to sensitize the public on inclusiveness for people living with disabilities.
Physically challenged people are human beings like you and I, and that they also have the same needs that we have. They have talked about inclusive and exclusive education, and I dare to say again that I support proudly the inclusive education for the physically challenged.
The pilot project of the SCALE project is kicking off in Cross River State, Anambra, Bauchi, Kaduna, and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. In Calabar, Achimombasi, NTA.
The Nigeria Customs Service Port Harcourt Area 2 Command ONAIR has impounded 4 consignments with duty-paid value worth over 800 million naira illegally imported into the country. The Comptroller, Baba Imam, made this known while addressing newsmen in Port Harcourt. Gabriel Amunike reports.
It, he says, was made possible because of the resilience of his officers and men in blocking revenue leakages and ensuring that all unpaid declarations have been traced and accounted to the federal government coffers. The transformation will further harmonize the activities of stakeholders towards seamless ease of doing business in the ports.
But today, the command has generated a total revenue of 54 billion 992,123,687 naira, 50 kobo, which translates to 16.3% of the revenue target given for the year 2023.
While on the tour of the port with journalists where the seized containers were kept, the comptroller stated that very 2 months since his assumption of office, it has been a harvest of seizures, reiterating the command's commitment to facilitating legitimate trade in line with extant laws.
I am here to showcase the successes the command has achieved so far by way of nipping in the bud and ensuring that smuggling does not thrive within this command.
Some of the seized items include 24 containers, 25 and 10 liters Lajonic vegetable oil, 2 containers filled with 1,165 cartons of Analgin injections and fireworks, 1 20-feet container of machetes, amongst other items. The Comptroller, Area 2 Command ONAIR, Imam Baba, says the command has already boarded and fastened its seatbelts towards the realization of the revenue targets. Gabriel Amunike, NTA News.
Towards ensuring inter-agency cooperation among security operatives, the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, and the Nigeria Immigration Service in Yobe State have renewed their collective commitments to rid the state of activities of human traffickers and transborder criminality in line with their constitutional mandates. Talatu Lamon reports.
Recovering from years of Boko Haram insurgency, Yobe State is at the same time grappling with cases of human trafficking, considering that it shares international border with neighboring Niger Republic. This visit by the officials of the Nigerian Immigration Service Yobe State Command is to strategize and enhance the existing synergy between NAPTIP and other security agencies in the fight against human trafficking and transborder crimes.
This year, with support from IOM Counter-Trafficking Unit, Northeast, we are able to create awareness in about 5 local government areas with support from IOM.
So if we don't work together with NAPTIP and other security agencies to stem this tide, we'll not get it right.
NAPTIP has in the last 1 year activated a 5-way approach of prevention, protection, prosecution, partnership and policy by expanding collaborations to effectively curtail the menace of human trafficking and human rights violations in the country. In Damaturu, Talatulamon, NTA News.
Now, women serving as role models for the upcoming generation are described as better approach towards repositioning the girl child to explore the future with great optimism. Key women in several fields laid emphasis on this during the commemoration of the International Women's Day by Nigeria Female Youth Organization. Ngozi Technikio reports.
The awareness to bridge the gender gap in societal development is key to promoting girl-child education and empowerment. In a country with diverse cultural, religious, and language differences such as Nigeria, continuous sensitization becomes inevitable if there must be equal opportunities for men and women to contribute to the nation's economic growth and development.
Every child is other people's children. We are mothers to all the children. You can't watch a child that is suffering, who did not beg the parents to bring her into the world, and they're torturing her, they're ruining her future, and you keep quiet. That is a sin before God.
Inform our men that we are not in any way in competition with them, but to complement their God-given job. The generation must have high regard on women and place high value on them.
Various issues hampering on the well-being of women and girls, such as child marriage, rape, child abuse, and rate of school dropouts among girls, were raised and solutions preferred.
It is pertinent, therefore, to note that to aspire and achieve higher, there is need to expand knowledge sharing.
A woman is so important in the home. You know, when you train a woman very well, when she gets married, she will transfer that knowledge definitely to the children.
Empower the children, empower their parents. When a parent is empowered and is doing something, automatically the child will be taken care of.
The success stories of prominent women served as stimulus to the young girls not to give up in their dreams. In Abuja, Ngozi Technikio, NTA News.
The Federal Road Safety Corps is coming up with plans to ensure that transporters and vehicle owners pay compensation to victims of road traffic crashes, aside full prosecution of trailer and tanker drivers or owners of trucks involved in any fatal crash. Co-Marshal FRSC WW announced this at a meeting with the national leadership of some major transport unions in Abuja. Uyeyemi Ajayi has the details.
Over the years, a puzzle yet to be solved is ensuring 0% road crashes in the country. Though year on year, strategic measures have been put in place to ensure the target is being met, but road traffic crashes seem like a slippery fish yet to be caught. At this meeting with the national leadership of major transport unions in Abuja, the commercial made it known that it will not be business as usual as aggressive mobile court operations to prosecute all road traffic law violators is now effective.
I think that is why probably we are not very careful when we carry human beings, because there is no mechanism for these passengers or their relatives to pursue their rights. Let us sit down and still do this area of Uber Call very well, because we are personally have been experienced of these mobile calls. If it will be easy in any action we want to take, we can join our representative in the task force of call marshal. For the careness of our drivers, we need to be sensitizing our people. Yes, I agree. We will continue to do that on our own part.
While lamenting recent incidences of road crashes that resulted in multiple fatalities, the Corps Marshal says it is now compulsory for transport unions to comply with the Corps policy on mandatory installation of speed limit device, onboard cameras for monitoring of trucks and drivers' activities, as well as installation of safety valves, amongst others. Oyeyemi Ajayi, NTA News.
Now, did you know you can be above 70 and still be as fit and healthy like a 40-year-old? Let us find out from the secret from Senator Eze Ajoku, the founder, Graceful Aging Fellowship, a faith-based non-governmental organization. Hakimat Aliu met him and packaged the story.
That routine exercise and right eating are vital in maintaining sound health at old age. However, deeper insights in this interview with Senator Eze Ajoku reveals a lot more.
A lot of people eat what is placed on their table. No, you must know your health condition. Don't eat what will kill you. Let your food become your medicine. You must find occasions to laugh. Stay with good company. Don't be quarrelsome. Easily forgive people so that you don't carry tension within your system. Anything that will raise your blood pressure, you must avoid them. Let me tell you a story. I've been diabetic for 33 years. And 13 years ago, I almost died. And a doctor told me that I needed a lifestyle change. And from that, I learned the secrets of a healthy lifestyle, plus my faith that I was building up. And when I started looking well and good, I felt an impression in my heart that God was saying to me, what you have learned, teach your mates.
Acting in accordance with the doctor's prescription, the results from his practice of a healthy lifestyle bettered the faith-based non-governmental organization, Graceful Aging Fellowship.
What we do is to encourage older persons and teach them, one, how to eat right, two, how to exercise, what to do with their bodies, how to look after their bodies, and again, the mental state of the older persons. We try to bring to their knowledge things they need to know so that they can avoid depression, loneliness, all those things that kill older persons. And we try to help them to, build their faith so that they can also depend on God for the things they cannot do for themselves.
Ajoku added that old age, which is a blessing, must be maintained with interactions with the society, as people should always avoid stress or thinking, but do more of meditations through prayers and other exercises of the soul. In Abuja, Hakimat Aliu, NTA News.
Eat well and exercise. For trending stories from the world of sports, let's join Olumide Ogunsola on Sports Update.
Club sides in the Nigeria Professional Football League returned to the battlefield this weekend in search of 3 maximum points at stake. Away wins stand at 14.68% as home teams still enjoy 55.96% success. Group A leaders Benden Insurance will play away to Plateau United on Sunday. Same day Remo Stars will trade tackles with Gombe United, while Shooting Stars will attempt to pick an away point from Kwara United. On Saturday, it will be Enugu Rangers against Lobby Stars, while Akwa United will lock horns with Eyimba, among other matches. From the English Premier League, analysts have predicted Manchester City Saturday's clash with Liverpool as the cup final for the citizens. A draw for City and a win for Arsenal might be the end of the road for the trophy contender. Brighton and Hove Albion will welcome Brentford. And in boxing, British-born Nigeria's Anthony Joshua will return to the ring Saturday for the first time since losing back-to-back to Alexandra Usyk. Joshua will take on American heavyweight Jermaine Franklin in London as he searches for his first win since 2020. Franklin's professional boxing record is currently at 21-1, which includes 14 knockout wins. He lost his last bout. With Sports Update, Olumide Guntola, NTA News.
And that's Nationwide for today. We thank you for watching. Join us at 6, 7, and 9 for more stories. I'm Lami Ali. Have a good weekend.